Into the Chase and Big Joe show here on 102.5 The Game, brought to you by Omni Nashville Hotel. Hope you're having a great day, great Friday. The weekend is almost here. Without further ado, Titans head coach Brian Callahan is speaking to the media. Let's go there live now.
I think all quarterbacks get the ball tipped. I think it happens. These guys up front are pretty good at timing throws and getting their hands in windows. Two of the tip balls really came off RPO looks, which are easy to coach off of. It's a little bit different pocket, and when you're blocking for a run and reading a pass, the rush can get a little bit closer than normal. So those are things we're coaching and working through. I don't, at this point, no sense to be alarmed by any tip balls at this point. It's kind of part of playing quarterback.
You've talked a lot about Cody Barton, and what are you seeing from other guys competing next to him?
Really good things from James Williams. He's shown up. This padded portion is important for him. He started to read and react and be more physical inside, which has been good to see. I think Cedric Gray's done a really nice job. Anthony Orji's done really well. So there's good competition there. These guys are coming along. They're doing what's asked, which is what you like to see. And they're starting to make some plays inside. And they go 2 days into pads. We're in a good spot. We keep rolling.
You talked about missing sacks a lot last year. A lot of the guys have talked about that concept of rushing together this year. How do you sort of explain that, and can that help in?
Yeah, it definitely can help. There's how you deploy your pressure package when you pressure the quarterback. When you 4-man rush is some of the things that we didn't do a good enough job of is just balancing the rush, giving quarterbacks lanes that they didn't need to have. One of the things that you see too is when you're a bigger, heavier front, the idea of trying to crush the pocket and take the tackles and back and try to push the front. So coordinated from that perspective. So again, I don't know that it's going to guarantee more sacks or not, but I think we have a better feel for what we want to do with the players we have.
Brian, following on that, isn't it a little convenient to say you can deal with edge rushers when you're a team without a premier edge rusher? I mean, if you had Jadeveon Clowney, if you had the guy from Cleveland, you wouldn't be saying you can deal with edge rushers.
Yeah, there's some of them that you can't fully deal with. They're game wrecking style rushers. There's only a couple of those. Oh, absolutely. I'd love one. You'd love to have a Myles Garrett or a TJ Watt or those guys. Those guys are incredibly impactful players. But there's a lot of different ways and a lot of different styles of player in the league that rush the passer. So we like where we're at. Certainly if you had a, number 1 overall pick pass rusher, that's great too. But you can help on the edges a little more than you can help necessarily inside. You can chip presence, you can put backs on them. There's always ways to try to neutralize a great player. Now, the great players tend to overcome those things too. So I'm not saying you can just eliminate a great player, but quarterbacks generally tend to feel a little bit better about being able to help on the edges and managing edge rush. And you want to try to see if you can't collapse the whole thing in front of them is the idea. It's not a new idea, certainly. I'm not preaching anything that hasn't been coached in this league before, but that's one of the things I think that'll help us.
Brian, what's the balancing act for you? There's the urgency to get ready for the season and show improvement from last year versus being patient with Cam while he learns and, is going to make his share of mistakes.
Yeah, I don't think the urgency changes. We're incredibly urgent. We know that these days just sort of tick by and you look up and you're 2 weeks from the opener, and there's a lot of things that we got to get better at between now and then. A lot of practice that's still left, but it's not as much as it feels like sometimes. And you look up and it's August 1st and you play in early September. You feel like, there's a couple of weeks, but it goes really fast. So our urgency is very high, and our urgency to correct mistakes is also very high. So there's a patience part, but we're trying to get everything ironed out as fast as humanly possible. So when we're ready to go play, particularly the first month of the season, we feel like we're in a good spot. So patience is part of it, but our urgency sort of supersedes that. We're trying to correct and get to a point where we can play good football as fast as possible.
Maybe along those lines, Brian, like when you said that you felt like an extra padded practice was in the cards, is that a result of something maybe you haven't seen through the first couple of padded practices and you need to see more of?
No, it's just the work. We just need more padded work at this point, especially again when we're a week away from going against another team. Felt like it was probably the right decision for us just to get another practice in pads. It won't be as long as some of our normal long padded practices, but to put the pads on and get another day worth of banging in there, I think is going to be good for us.
How do you just the fire, the passion, the urgency that you've seen from these guys day to day?
Oh, they've been incredibly urgent. Our competition in practice has been high level. The urgency in the meeting rooms, the urgency on the field, it's been super competitive. Those things I've been very pleased with.
Obviously, you guys have personnel conversations, but what's the dialogue like with you and Mike and Chad when you guys have the first waiver claim, but you see
not our end. Brian Callahan talking to the media before practice today. So the reaction from other media people up here are like, "Oh, what's going on there?" So Callahan talking as they take on the Tampa
From all
Bay.
over the league.
There we go. Hey, Brian, go ahead,
not
buddy.
Commenting on anybody who's not on our roster, but we look into everything. I mean, they're constantly looking through. I mean, they probably watched that preseason game last night 6 times trying to see what players are on those two teams that could be available. So it's part of the process this time of year. And we communicate all the time about our players, about practice that day, about potential waiver claims as they start to come up. All those things are ongoing conversations. And we got a great rapport, between Mike and I and Chad and Ziegler. We do a really good job, I think, from that standpoint of communicating where we might have some needs still and where we still need to improve our roster and where the things are improving. So it's been a pretty cool working relationship.
Ridley practicing today?
Yeah, so Ridley won't practice today. It is not injury related. We're gonna rest him today. It was just cramps. The calf was just cramps. There was nothing to report there, but we are gonna rest him today just for the sake that we're going 3 days in a row. So we'll take him a day off, and I might rest another guy or two over the next couple of days. I'll let you know who those are and when I do it. And then the other one is Sweat. Sweat won't practice today. He's kind of day to day at this point.
Cam, he had categorized the offense as mid.
Yeah. What does that mean?
Well, I'm assuming it's mid-level, average, or below average.
Yeah.
Because he didn't seem happy when he said it. But where do you categorize this offense as far as where you guys are now? And is it kind of a case where the defense tends to start ahead of pace? And that's
I think we've been back and forth, truthfully. I think it's been a good competition. I think defense has had some good moments. I think we have as well. I think it's hard to see out here at practice, but I think our run game has really improved. We've had some nice runs that have gotten ripped off that I'm encouraged by. There's definitely things that, we're 2 days into pads and going on our third day, and there's plenty to improve on. We certainly have work to do, but I've been pleased with the process. And again, the things that aren't good enough, we're coaching and working on. And I think Cam's in the same boat. And I'm happy that he doesn't feel like we've arrived. We got a lot of work ahead of us still to get ready to go play Denver here in 4 or 5 weeks. And I don't think anybody should feel satisfied about where we're at, but we certainly have some good things going on, and we're going to keep working.
Is energy and juice, is that one of the areas where you feel isn't good enough?
No, I don't feel that at all. I think our team's focused, and I don't know what energy looks like for you guys, but I know what I feel and what I see in the practice portion. Guys compete. We're focused, and there's not a lot of BS going on, and I think that the style of practice and the way these guys work is pretty straightforward. There's not a lot of extra with it, and I like that about our football team.
All right.
Thank you.
Callahan speaking of the media here on this Friday. Now, this practice was not originally scheduled to be a padded practice, and the media was not going to be here, but then they opened it to the media, and then it is a padded practice today, as you heard Brian Callahan say. They're not going to go quite as long today as they've done in past, with a few guys taking the days off. I mean, it's been unbearably hot out here, obviously, as we know that. 44 days, temperatures above the 90 degrees, and then you add pads and running everything. You understand that. So the Titans will practice this weekend. They'll have another open practice on Wednesday coming up. Then they'll fly, what I've been told, fly after practice Wednesday, have a joint practice with the Buccaneers on Thursday, and then the preseason game next weekend. Then they'll leave Tampa and go straight to Atlanta for joint practices with the Falcons, and leads up to a preseason game 2 weeks from tonight in Atlanta, and then they come back for that. So the Titans will be gone for approximately, I think, 9 or 10 days to get some good work in. You know, it's funny, I'm sitting there, we're on a perch here at St. Thomas Sports Park, and I'd love, and I'll send this note to Derek Mason later on, our Derek Mason. I have only seen one Tennessee Titan player run out of the building to the practice field. Now, whether you think that's big deal or not, it is to me. And the one person that's run out of the building to the practice field is Jeffrey Simmons. Everybody is just kind of taking their time getting out here. And you talk about the energy, and Callahan says, well, I don't know what the energy is to you guys, but I know what it is. Energy is to me and all that. Well, it's when all the media talks about the energy at Titans practice has not been there, there's a problem. I mean, Derek Mason noticed it day one that there was no energy in practice. And so that's kind of been a topic. Like, there's really no energy. I mean, and I understand it, energy comes from big plays and oohs and ahs and things like that. But so far, nothing. I don't know what it's telling. I mean, Simmons, to me, of probably 50, 60 guys out there, he ran out. Amani Hooker just ran out. It's just the vets. That's how you lead, man. That's how you lead. You come out, it's the little things of sprinting back and forth to the drills and running out of the building to the practice field, and being vocal, being a leader. Does it mean you're going to win 6 games? No. But I'd rather have that, and the veterans lead people out here to show what they can do and look pretty good about that. So, yeah, there we are. Titans practice on this Friday. It feels good. It's like 75 degrees. This time yesterday, I think it was 93. So, and there's a cloud cover over here at Metro Center. It looks good, feels good. With all things that are going on. All right, we're going to Chase McCable join us a little bit. Dr. Crane back in the Busy Bee studios. Dr. Crane, good morning, pal.
Good morning, Joe Dubin. How are you?
Oh, it's been quite a morning, but hearing your voice just makes the world a better place, buddy.
Well, thank you. I've been told that by a lot of people. So I'm glad I can add you to the list.
Did Nani ever tell you that?
She did.
Every day.
She calls me, her sunshine and all that, pumpkin, all that, whatever you want to call me. I'm not a food, but yeah, that's what people call me. Call me food objects.
I get that. All right, so let's get our question of the day. Chase will be there. I always surprise you guys with this, but it's an important day. Today, August 1st, is an important day in pop culture history. Do you know why, Dr. Crane, August 1st is an important day?
I do have a hunch. Is it MTV by chance?
That's right. 44 years ago today, MTV debuted. And the very first song, Video Killed the Radio Star, and then Pat Benatar was next. And it changed music forever. Forever. So we've done this before, but hit us up with your favorite video of all time on our text line, 615-737-1025. We like to have fun with that. That's brought to you by WilsonCountyHyundai.com, 615-737-1025. Your favorite video of all time. Dr. Crane, do you have a favorite video of all time?
I do not. I'm not a big music video guy.
There's got to be one that's piqued, P-I-Q-U-E-D, your interest over the years.
I mean, probably an Akon or a T-Pain music video. I think those were pretty funny back in the day. I mean, they all had great music, but it's a tough one. That's a tough one, Joe. I'll have to think about it.
Let me default to our on-site engineer, Sean Mark. What's your favorite? You do music. What's your favorite video of all time?
For MTV, it's definitely got to be Arms Wide Open by Creed.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Just the visual of him falling down the canyon and passing all the mountains. And yeah.
All right. That's good. Creed, Arms Wide Open. I haven't thought. To me, it's Sabotage with the Beastie Boys. It's just a throwback to 70s detective shows back then. It's a very funny video that gets me laughing every time. And of course, Aha, Take on Me is always one up there. That was a revolutionary video at the time. All right, we'll have fun with that. Question about today. We'll talk about the Hall of Fame game last night that nobody saw. And last night, the Atlanta Braves, Dr. Crane, and Cincinnati Reds had an historic game. Did you see this?
I saw some clips on Twitter about it. Was it the 4-3 chaos and Ke'Bryan Hayes missed that, I guess third base grounder? No.
It's something's only happened 3 times in Major League Baseball history. If it's big and it's baseball, it's got to be big because we're talking baseball. right? So it's all leads up to the game tomorrow up in Bristol, where they're expecting 90,000 fans when the Braves take on the Reds at Bristol Motor Speedway. And there is a massive Tennessee connection to that game tomorrow. We'll tell you more about that when we come back a little bit. We're live today at St. Thomas Sports Park as the Titans are now on the practice field stretching. We'll give you the very latest from there as well. Much, much more here on the Chase and Big Joe Show right here on 102.5 The Game.
Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, the game here on this Friday. He's Hollywood Big Joe. I'm Chase McCabe, Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier on the ones and twos. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Joe, thanks for getting things started. Had to wrap up a meeting.
No problem, man. That's what we're here for.
In honor of it is Hulk Hogan Day. That is Voodoo Child by Jimi Hendrix, Hollywood Hogan's theme in WCW. So I had to play that. And now you're Hollywood Big Joe. So congratulations.
No. I'd rather be Rayon City Big Joe.
I like our question of the day. And Shamir DK is going to join us when practice is over. Looking forward to that. Chris Sanders at the top of the hour. And you have a very good question of the day. And I have an answer that might surprise you.
Well, I just think it's a monumental day. We love pop culture. It's a monumental day in the world of pop culture because MTV debuted this day 44 years ago. We had the discussion about videos, thrillers at the time. I mean, you retired Thriller to the rafters, right?
I mean, that's the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so that's number one. And after that, it's fun. Our engineer here, Sean, was like Creed, Arms Wide Open, which is I looked up. I forgot about the video. It's a great video, but we all each have our own interests. And mine, Sabotage by Beastie Boys, and yours is.
Mine is so one of my favorite albums of all time, and I think you can agree I'm an old soul, is Aerosmith's Pump that came out 2 years after I was born, but was an album that I just loved in high school. And the video for Janie's Got a Gun is my favorite.
That's a great video.
Alicia Silverstone is in it, but I mean, it's just so well done. I love Aerosmith, so that's my vote.
Hey, they might be coming back because Tyler did that tribute to Ozzy Osbourne and sound pretty good. And folks are like, hey, give us one more. Like 20 cities, do one more, do a really good goodbye, and then that's it. So you never know with all that goes on. Yeah, it's part of it. So let me I know you're a big Braves fan.
I am.
And so something is, if I'm talking baseball, Chase, something big happened last night. Did you see what happened last night in the game with the Reds?
I read about it this morning. I went to bed pretty early, and I threw my phone in the toilet. So,
well, in the game last night, the Braves and Reds both scored 8 runs in the same inning, and they had 16 hits. The Braves ended up winning, I think 10 innings. 10 innings, 12-11. But an ordinary Thursday night game to the Braves and Reds in the 8th inning, when the Braves broke a 3-3 tie by exploding for 8 runs. Only to allow the Reds to storm back with 8 of their own in the bottom. Third time in Major League history that both teams scored 8 or more runs in the same inning. It's also the third time in the expansion era that 2 teams combined for 16 or more hits in the same inning, with each team posting 8, which leads into the game tomorrow at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Now, I've only been there once for a football game. It's massive. You've been there many times for a race.
Yep.
And if you've never been, when you go over that little hill and go down, I mean, it's the biggest sporting venue I've ever seen. It's like
Thunder
a spaceship,
Valley.
right?
Oh,
It's a spaceship.
Oh, it's awesome. Tomorrow is going to be a really cool event between the Braves and the Reds at Bristol. Ryan McGee was on Chasing Checkers earlier this week. He and Marty Smith are going to be there doing Marty and McGee. And we were talking about it as 2 guys that love NASCAR and love racing. And he said one of the coolest things is going to be walking around the ballpark and kind of going, oh wait, this is where Rusty Wallace and Earnhardt got into it. Oh, this is where Tony Stewart threw his helmet.
Yes.
And all that, kind of figuring out where things are. It's another innovative event put on by Marcus Smith and Speedway Motorsports. They are the parent company of Nashville Super Speedway and Bristol. And he keeps coming up with crazy ideas, and they keep pulling them off. I mean, 90,000 people at this game, which is going to shatter an MLB attendance record. I think is so cool. So it's going to be a really neat event. But yeah, I did keep up with it this morning. It's kind of funny because my favorite team's the Braves, but I've always had a little bit of a soft spot for the Reds because that was my dad's team. I guess he kind of liked both, but and so went to a bunch of Reds games growing up too. So it's always kind of fun when they play.
Well, not only that, but there is a massive Middle Tennessee connection to the game tomorrow. Is a former Beach High School pitcher, Chase Burns, is starting for the Cincinnati Reds tomorrow, and like you just talked about, in the most attended baseball game of all time. I just think that's very cool. I mean, he played at Tennessee and then transferred to Wake Forest for his last year, got drafted, and now he's sitting down dudes in major leagues right now. So that's really cool to watch that young man get the pitch. Oh, starting pitcher, one of the biggest games ever.
Yeah, and he's going up against Strider. So, I mean, I think it'll be a good pitching matchup. I you know, what's funny, and Dr. Crane, maybe you can help me. And we'll address this here in a minute. Obviously, I had a lot going on yesterday. What happened with the trade deadline? Anything big? I think I read that the Twins basically traded their whole team.
Yeah, the Twins got rid of Carlos Correa, and Carlos Correa stayed true to his promise of if he ever was traded, go back to the Astros. Back with the Astros, that's a big move. As for anything else, obviously being a Cardinals fan, Ryan Helsley, the best closer in the NL, is gone. Now he's with the Mets, so congrats to Willie and Tehran there. Johan Duran left the Twins.
Did they need a closer?
The Mets, I mean, they're a pretty decent ball club. They're putting together a good franchise. I mean, a good, I guess, MLB roster, that is.
Yeah.
The Cardinals are just trying to rebuild. I really don't know what their direction is, but that's besides the point. Johan Duran left the Twins to go to Philadelphia. So the Phillies are making a good push for the playoff run. I think, having that duo of Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, but having their bats really kind of develop into Castellanos obviously has been injured the last couple of weeks, but Bryce Harper, Alec Boehm, Kyle Schwarber, Trey Turner, some of those guys have been off and on, but that roster as a whole, especially that starting nine, is pretty
Yeah.
lethal.
Well, there you go. Thank you for that update.
And a little Rockies update, by the way. The Braves. The Braves Wednesday grabbed a right-handed reliever. You'll hear in my Game Center update. So, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Hey, our friend Chip Walters just said another really cool effect for this game in Bristol is that ETSU baseball is getting the turf after tomorrow's game. They're donating the turf to East Tennessee State baseball team.
Oh, cool. Very nice.
That is.
We'll have Chris Sanders at the top of the next hour as Joe is at Titans training camp today, and Shamir DK going to join after practice. They just started practice, right?
They did, and it's interesting that somebody asked Brian Callahan, what did you need this practice because you're not seeing something you liked, it wasn't tough enough, whatever. He's like, no, I just felt like we needed to practice just more time in pads. So he answered the question. He tried not to answer the question, but he answered the question. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like, why are you doing this practice? You need it? No. We just thought we don't need this at all. We just a little more time in pads would be good. I'm like, so you need this practice. And the whole thing is, we talk about this is, first day, Derek Mason talked about this. We've spoken about it a lot, the energy. And now that's the whole theme. It's dominating camp. It's like, where's the energy? And I think Tehran had a good point, Davenport, about sometimes energy comes from the oohs and ahs of the plays. Like, there's a 60-yard bomb to Ridley, or Cody Barton intercepts a pass. When that happens, there's that energy. But, for me, this guy's just working. Do construction crews ooh and ah all day when they're doing stuff, getting to work? Right? I don't think they do. So to me, it's a bunch of nothing right now. But who knows?
615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Coming up next, we'll kind of revisit our conversation with John Robinson that we had yesterday, because there was some pretty good stuff. And I've been reading a lot of those quotes in different places. And also, I will address the elephant in the room, because I know a lot of you are waiting for that. So we will do that coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Friday. Big Joe out at training camp. I'm here in studio. This is a good one, Joe.
Well, it was the first time it came out. We were like, what in the world is this about? Because it had that animation and the 3D and just really cool. And it's hard to believe that video came out, I think, in 1984, 85. Good Lord. But it's still iconic video, man, because it was the first one like that.
Before we get to John Robinson, I do want to address some things because depending on who you are, I am a terrible person or a great person right now. And I certainly, that comes with the territory. We did announce yesterday that Jared Stillman is no longer with 102.5 The Game. He is a tremendous talent. This was, obviously one of those things that kind of happens in the business that sucks, I guess, is the best part, when best way to put it. Jared has been a part of this station for 10 years. He has honed his skills here, grown as a broadcaster, grown as a person. He and I have literally grown up together through this, through our different paths. And, he's a good person to his core. At the end of the day, this is a business and things happen. That's, as John Robinson said, I can't go into everything. But that's, that's basically what it is. I know he has a following. I know some of you are upset and, have had some choice words for me, and that's fine. I know that comes with this job. What I will tell you is, as a station, we're going to be just fine because we have a great team on this station, and we are a team and going to continue to be a team on this station. With Robbie and Rexroad leading things off from 6 to 9. Jake Lyman is an up-and-coming talent who is going to do great things from 9 to noon with a rotating cast that will be coming through, including Tehran. You will continue to hear Paul Kuharski as a part of this station. You will hear other people as well. And so we look forward to that. And then, Joe, you and I get to slide into lunchtime and go noon to 3. Dr. Crane will be here with us, and we will, be going out and having lunch with people and doing the show and having fun like we always do. And then DVD with D Mace, Adam Vengen, and Willie Donick will be your new afternoon drive, 3 to 6. And look, Willie is no stranger to afternoons. He's done afternoons a long time in his career. D Mace being there is going to be awesome. And Adam as well. They've built a really, really good show in their current slot, and they're going to be great in afternoons. So I'm excited about our team. I'm excited about our station moving forward. I thank Jared for his 10 years with us and wish him nothing but the best, and know he's going to continue to do great things. And I hope all of you will continue to listen and give us a chance. And that's your choice. And I welcome feedback. Now, if you insult me or my family or whatever, you can go to hell. But other than that, I'll have a conversation with you. That's when you get personal, I'm not going to talk to you. I mean, that's a keyboard warrior, and I pray for you and hope you find the peace you're looking for. But look, this is what it is, and Jared's not here anymore, and we move on. So I appreciate everybody for listening, for asking. That is what I can say. And, Joe, if you want to add anything there, but we wish Jared the best.
Absolutely. I have nothing to add. You said it all perfectly right there.
So John Robinson joined us. The show goes on now. So John Robinson joined us yesterday, and I thought, look, we didn't know what to expect going into the interview. I was very grateful that he, agreed to do it. And this was the question that I asked to start things off of. So why do you think we're sitting here and you're not the GM at training camp?
I guess probably if I could have bought some mulligans, like before the golf tournament, you can pay for those mulligans. I probably would have bought a handful of those. I think at the end of the day, let me first lead off with I'm extremely appreciative of Amy, of Kenneth, of Barkley, of the Adams family for taking a chance on a hayseed from West Tennessee and giving me an opportunity to do what. That's not the ambulance coming for me. By the way, guys.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah.
Why is that ambulance two-tone blue? Like,
Yeah.
what is that?
But I'm extreme. I mean, they certainly changed my life and my family's life for the opportunity. But at the end of the day, I was charged with managing decisions as it related to on the field stuff, and I didn't do my job well enough at times, and that's what happens. And again, certainly some things I would love to have back. A lot of things that I'm extremely proud of that we were able to do in my time there. But that's the way it goes, There's only one perfect man that ever walked this earth, and none of us will ever be that. But our purpose is to strive to be like him as much as we can.
That was John Robinson yesterday on why he is not the general manager anymore. And again, he kind of went into it that there were things he couldn't discuss, but I thought he answered that question, and I feel like the feedback on the interview has been pretty good. He answered things the best that he could.
Well, and that, we told him after the interview, I was like, he was nervous. He admitted to me when I met him before, we talked for about 10 minutes. He was nervous. Obviously, it's the first time you've spoken publicly really about what happened on your tenure here. So you're a little nervous. And I said, look, now you've opened up. Now the questions have been answered. You told people what you can and can't talk about. So it's all downhill for you in a good way. You know what I mean? Now it's out there and you can talk, you relieve. And I asked him, Chase, I said, were you concerned? Because people are passionate. I said, have you at any time been concerned about your safety? Because there were some tweets that came in. Chase, you read them. We all read them. Like, there's some people that are highly upset. Now, 99.9999% of them aren't going to do anything because they're sissies and they shouldn't do anything. But it was, he said, at the beginning a little bit, because, people were mad. He goes, no, I'm fine. He goes, I went to a restaurant the night and, guy took a picture with me and just thanked me for things that went on. And so time forgives, right? Time always forgives things, and it's not easy. But we discussed for a few moments about mental health, and he was very genuine about that. Because somebody sent me a note and says, oh, that's just a cop-out. I'm like, when a man opens up about mental health and you say that's a cop-out, that drives me insane. You know how I feel about that. Both of you guys know this, because it takes a lot for a man to open up about that and say, look, I went through some things. Ryan Tannehill admitted he went through some things after the Bengals playoff game, right? So things happen, and it's part of your journey in life. And he seems to be doing well. He's a good dude, man. He just a couple of bad traits, just a good dude. And so things happen, you move on. And so I was very grateful that he spoke to us yesterday on the show.
You asked him about AJ Brown, which was the burning question. Here was his answer on that. That's a topic everybody probably is tuning in to hear about. And I can't as I would love to give in the details. I can't go into the details on it, but there was just a lot of discussion that went into that decision. Ultimately, it was my responsibility to make the decision, and again, if I had one of those mulligans, I would probably do that. And that's nothing against Traylon or anybody else, but I think AJ's went on to have a great run. I'm proud of him. I'm proud of where he's at, and what he's been able to accomplish. But sure, I mean, in hindsight, if you had a do-over, I mean, I'd be an idiot to sit here and say, no, I'll do it again. Like, no, you'd do it different. But we made the decision that we made, and then, the rest is what it is.
When you say, if you can't talk about it, I understand it. When you say we, who is we?
Well, anytime you make a decision, right, it's collectively as an organization. There's a lot of people involved, right? It's not like it's like when the offensive coordinator or the defensive coordinator, when they call a play on Sunday, it's not like they're shooting from the hip, and they're like, oh, I'm just going to run this play, even though you haven't practiced it, you haven't talked about it, you haven't watched it on film. Like, you go through every scenario with the organization, and it's the same thing in roster building. It's
Yeah.
like you're going through, your free agency stuff, you're going through trade proposals, you're going through draft prep, and you talk internally and you meet, and you come up with scenarios. All right, we can do A, we can do B, we can do C, and as a team, and I think I said this at the press conference after we made the move, is like we collectively we made a decision to do this, and that's what we did.
Yeah, and I think
that was John Robinson on the A.J. Brown trade. We'll continue to discuss this. We'll also take your calls. 615-737-1025 here on Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game on this Friday. Broadcasting from the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville studios, home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership, where the buzz is always about great service. Big Joe's at training camp. Our training camp coverage presented by Macero and 12 South and Parman Energy Group. A lot of people wanting to weigh in. Kenny the mailman. What's up, Kenny? Hey, by the way, before you say anything, thank you for the card that you sent me about Sawyer. That really made my day, and I appreciate that.
Well, hundreds of dogs in Cheatham County are wagging their tails because of him. I hope that makes you smile.
It does. A big smile.
Hey, and y'all just played a song. If you knew true art, you would know that "Eat It" by Weird Al is one of the greatest.
It is.
Ever. He is borderline genius goofball.
Oh, he's hilarious.
Yes. Joe, can you hear me on your hookup?
I can, sir.
Your interview yesterday was absolutely awesome, but you sort of threw me off a little bit when you started hollering, "Who ordered the code red? Who ordered the code red?"
Oh, well, you should have, right? I mean, that was, but no, thank you for the kind words.
Well, listen, May 27, 2027 is going to become an important date. Do you know why?
Stadium opens up?
No, that is the last check John Robinson will get from the Titans. Then you will get the true answers. Because yesterday you sort of had to have, it was your question, then John's answer, and then you really needed an interpreter to really say what he was trying to say. Because when people are paying you, you cannot say what really happened. So,
well, let me ask you this, Kenny. Let me ask you this. I don't think he'll ever tell us why, because if I am a prospective team and I'm hiring a GM, I don't want another GM spilling secrets publicly. Now, privately, you can tell me things, because what happens if I let this guy go? If it doesn't work out, is he going to do the same thing? That's why, John is very smart about this. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he can and can't talk about, and that's fine. We're going to ask, like we did yesterday, like Chase and I did yesterday, and he can say, I can't talk or I can talk. You got to ask the question. His response is up to him.
Well, you really didn't find out what was on his playlist, though. That was the hard-hitting question you missed. I always, that's a good one. I always go back to the Michael Scott theory with owners. They want all of the credit and none of the blame. So when you go by that, I mean, literally, that's how they live their life. They want the credit, but they're not going to take the blame. So insert that into each situation. Listen, I appreciate y'all. I know leadership has its hard decisions and everything, but you get a lot of people through a lot of long, hot days and cold days, and I'll be there no matter what.
Well,
all my
Kenny,
best to you.
Thank you, Kenny. I appreciate that. And look, I it does come with the territory, so it is what it is. Eric wants to weigh in on AJ Brown. Let's go, Eric. What's up?
Well, the interesting guys, and I know John Robinson's not going to reveal the details, but everybody was talking about the day the trade was made at the draft that Mike Vrabel was very, very upset about it. I'm wondering if he was involved in discussion about trading him or something like that, if he fought for him or what the issue deal was. But now, apparently, I've heard other rumors that people think he signed off on it. And of course, we'll never know. But I just thought that was real, real interesting about if he specifically knew before it happened, if he didn't find out till after it happened, and if he discussed it with him. And, because you don't want to say that somebody fake reactions or whatever, but I just thought that was kind of interesting. Because, of course, we'll never know, and I just want to get your guys' thoughts on that. Guys, it's always good to talk to you guys. Y'all take care and have a great weekend. We'll talk again soon.
Thanks, Eric. Appreciate it. You want to take that?
Well, I mean, we'd ask him about it. The react, because I asked John, I said, why is there a camera in that draft room? He's like, content, baby. And the reply was, and I understand it, but I've told you, I'm a huge body language body language guy. Body language doesn't lie. It's never lied. It's never going to lie. Vrabel's body language and that draft, when that went down, go watch it. I mean, go watch it right now after you hear John yesterday. I'm not sure Vrabel, I'm sure he's like, all right, this is never going to happen. We'll see what we can do. I think Vrabel's caught off guard. I really, really do. And if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But that reaction there was what it was. But John said, look, it was a collective. A collective. So, I mean, you have to talk to your owner about things. You have to. I mean, she's the owner of the team. You have to talk to the owner about massive contracts and deals that go on and all that. That's part of it. So we'll never know why, and we'll keep guessing and find. But I think we know why. That's all I'll say about that.
Yeah, 100%. Edward wants to make a comment. Hello, Edward. Edward, you there?
Hey, Chase, how we doing today?
Are going once, going
Hello?
twice.
Hello?
Literally right at call back, Edward. Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Literally as I'm hanging up.
There, give me your hand. Oops.
Sorry, Edward.
That's all right. Ed, call right back.
615-737-1025. Chris Sanders, Forever Titans wide receiver, going to join us next. He always brings positivity, and we'll do that coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game. Hour number 2, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Friday. Our final show, 9 to 11. We move noon to 3 starting on Monday. So 3 hours in the lunch time. So looking forward to that. And we always look forward to our conversations with number 81 in your programs, number 1 in your hearts. Chris Sanders, Forever Titans wide receiver, joins us on the program. What's up, Chris?
Man, I'm doing pretty good. We just got out of camp, so I got that Barry White voice. I mean, I know it sounds kind of sexy, but my voice is kind of gone for screaming in practice. So how y'all fellas doing, man?
We're hanging in there.
Hanging in? Oh, hanging in what?
We're hanging in there. But you know what? Joe's at football
sir.
practice. You just got out of football practice. So yeah, he's at the Titans. So that's
okay.
Certainly been fun for sure. So what is kind of your thought? And Shamir DK is going to join us too. So looking forward to talking to the rookie wide receiver.
Yep.
What's kind of been your thought to this point on training camp and Cam Ward? I think he's had a very up and down camp.
I mean, he has, but the thing people got to understand is it's a process. You got to understand college from the pros and you're playing quarterback. It's a big jump. And I know a lot of times a lot of people keep stats. You know, I think a couple of days ago he was 11 for 26 and, you know, he didn't do good in 7 on 7. He threw, 3 or 4 picks. But you got to understand that when you watch film, this is how you develop the quarterback. This is how you develop a player, because you got to remember, you're not just going to come out and do a C.J. Stroud or Daniels from the Commanders. It's not always going to be like that. You got, as a coach, you got to develop the player, and I think that's what we're starting to see.
Do you think that he's going the big test for him is going to be starting next week when he goes up against Tampa? Preseason games aside, I still think he needs to play in the preseason games.
Yes.
But those joint practices against Tampa and then the following week against Atlanta, that's really where I think we're going to get a good evaluation.
I mean, 100%. You're going to really show, can he really handle the pressure? Because when you're in 7 on 7 and you're not in pads and you don't feel nobody at your feet or in the pocket collapse, there's really no pressure. But now you're getting to the joint practices to where it's going to intensify 110%. So I'm just going to watch his body language and watch how he handles the pressure. But as in myself, in looking at him, I really believe that even though he goes to these practices, I think he's going to handle the pressure really well. Because if you look at last week, when everybody was talking about the concerns in 11 for 26, he just got up to the podium and said, you know what, it's a process and we're going to get to where we need to get. So I think he's going to be okay.
All right, former Titans receiver Chris Sanders with us.
Guy!
Chris, you ready? Hit it, Nick.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, baby.
Come on.
Take it, Chris.
I want to love you, cream of wheat to the young nigga. I thought he said cream of wheat, so I didn't know.
I could see you boot scooting boogie down in Houston when you got drafted to this song.
Yeah, but I had the Jerry curl like he did, so I'm good. I'm good to go.
Oh my gosh, Chris Sanders is with us. Chris,
sir.
you ran out of the facility to training camp for 7-8 years in the National Football League.
Yes,
Let me ask you this:
Sure.
2 players today, I watch them. 2 players ran on the practice field. The rest of them walked.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Simmons and Amani Hooker sprinted on the practice field.
Yeah.
Everybody else walked. Is this something? Is it nothing? Or what?
I mean, it just all depends on the player. I mean, when you have Jeffrey Simmons and you have, Amani Hooker running the field, they're just showing their excitement. And I'm not saying the other guys that walk in the field, they're not excited, because when I went to my first mini camp, when I went to The Ohio State University, I sprinted on the field and nobody had to tell me. That was just because I was excited. I was ready to get out there to do one-on-ones. I was ready to do 7-on-7s. It was just my excitement. Even though the other guys walk on the field, it still doesn't mean they're not excited. They're just like, man, I just want to go to practice and get up out of here. So it's kind of different. It just depends on the person.
I had a head coach in college who, when we ran out of the locker room to the practice field, had a big sign, orange construction sign that said construction zone. And when you hit that sign, you had to run. And the practice field was 100 yards away. And if you didn't run, he made you run. So immediately out of the gate, you're like, all right, I'm here to work today. I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, it really is, because it shows you that, I want to go out there and have some fun, but also I'm excited about practice, because when you get to that when you go to camp, when you get in that first day, that second day, that third day, you start to get tired, you start to get fatigued. But when you're running at a practice, it's kind of like I'm turning that switch and saying, okay, you know what? Even though my body's tired, even though I'm fatigued, I got a job to do. And it just showed you that I want to go out there and do my job.
All right, let me ask this about quarterbacks.
Sure.
All the the great quarterbacks, and I love Dan Marino. I think he's the greatest quarterback who's ever played the game. But all great quarterbacks, when they're pressured, they step up and they throw.
Yeah.
When Cam's pressured, Chris, he throws off his back foot. He throws to the left every single time. I'm not a quarterback guru, but I don't think that's good.
You know, but here's the thing. When you start to play in the league, defenses are going to find your tendencies. The defense are going to find out what you do good. They're going to find out what you do well. So when he starts playing the Broncos, when he starts playing the Texans, when he starts playing the Colts, and you start doing the same thing, the defensive coordinators are going to pick it up and say, okay, you know, when he gets in trouble, he throws off his back seat and he goes left. If they don't fix that quick, if the quarterback coach don't fix that quick, or, you know, the offensive coordinator doesn't fix that really, really quick, it can really be a detriment, because defenses are going to find out what you do bad and find out what you do well, and they're actually going to exploit you. So I think the coaches over there are saying, okay, you know what? I know you do this. I know you do that. Let's fix that now. So now when you play the Denver Broncos, now when you play the Houston Texans, you don't revert back to doing what you're doing, because guess what? It will get you in trouble.
You know, you mentioned the Denver Broncos. Chris Sanders is with us. That's the first game. Denver's a team that I think has a lot of hype. They had a good year last year. They got a young quarterback, obviously a Super Bowl winning coach who has proven his worth in the National Football League.
Right.
Is that almost the perfect setup for the Titans? Because everybody's kind of looking at, oh, well, you know, Denver's going to mop the floor with them, and they might. But at the same time, it takes a little bit of the pressure off of the Titans to just go in there and play their game.
1,000%. Because if you look at what the Denver Broncos last year, there was no expectations of them to go in, because they actually had no pressure, because they had a rookie quarterback that they wasn't expecting to play. He gets in there, then he has a big season. But now it's a totally different scenario this year. Everybody's expecting them to go to the Super Bowl. Everybody's expecting them to be a dominant team. But then now you have the Titans. Hold on. That's just limping in there. Oh, they got a rookie quarterback. Oh, they don't know about the offensive line. Oh, they don't know about the secondary. So they have no pressure to go in there and beat the brakes off the Denver Broncos. So I think it's a great setup, because you got David here and you got Goliath here. You got David's walking into their territory to slay Goliath. And I think the Tennessee Titans, if they work hard, I think they definitely can.
Also, Jeffrey Simmons, I got to tell you, man, I mean, looking at how much he's slimmed down and just he's got a little bit of that swagger that I think he is, you know, kind of focusing in the right direction, at least from what I've seen so far. Does that make him dangerous?
Yeah, it makes him real dangerous. And I remember, not Les Decker, but Sherman Smith, he's always said this. He said, don't talk about it, be about it. And I think the last couple of years, he's been talking about, well, I'm a leader, I'm this and I'm that. But I think we're actually starting to see him actually being a leader. We're watching him, you know, take over defense. We're watching him pursuing the quarterback. So now we're not just hearing about, oh, I'm a leader and I need more sacks and I'm getting double teamed. I can't get to the quarterback. He's about his business, and that's what you want with your leaders. You want leaders about their business. So him slimming down, him getting after the quarterback, him having the tenacity, him jogging on the field is just showing you, hey, I'm not just talking about being a leader. I'm about being a leader.
Chris Sanders is with us on the Chase and Big Joe show. I'm live at Titans training camp. Chris, I am of the mindset that they need to trade Jeffrey Simmons. I think I think I'm telling you, I don't think this football team is any good, and I think you trade him and get some assets to build for the future. I just don't. I think you'll waste him on a bad team this year. That's me. You get something for him.
Well, then you're in trouble, because he's one of your good guys on the defense. Because now the pressure goes from Simmons, now goes to Sweat, to where he's got to be like, okay, I got to be the dominant guy. So do you want to have a second-year guy, you know, to put that type of pressure on him? I just think that, this is just my opinion, I think you give him one more year, and then you figure out if you have a bad year this year, then now we got to figure out some things to get some better plays in and use him as trade bait. I just don't think right now, with you coming off a bad year and situations are bad, that you trade one of your best players on defense, and then all of a sudden the defense looks even worse. You just put a bad taste in the organization's mouth.
But if you're getting beat 31-6 every week, look, I get it. I know.
At least 10-6. You said
I think the demand for an 8-year defensive lineman is not going to be there. But I just think if they, I don't know, Chris. There are some good foundational pieces of this football team, but you got somebody you could trade out and then get some young guys in there, get some more. I don't know, man. I would not be a general manager in the NFL.
Yeah, but see, I'm not really concerned about him. I'm concerned about the secondary. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm concerned about that, because if Jeffrey Simmons, okay, let's take Jeffrey Simmons out the picture. Say they trade him, and you don't have nobody that can get to the quarterback. Now your secondary is going to be even worse. You got Snead. We don't know about Snead. We know Hooker can play. We know some other guys. Brownlee's okay, but they don't have the foot speed. So if you don't have somebody that's putting a little bit of pressure on the quarterbacks that they face, like C.J. Stroud, Bo from the Denver Broncos. If you don't put pressure on them, now you got a secondary, no disrespect, they can't cover. They don't have the foot speed. It's just going to be a disaster.
I get that. I understand it. But, I mean, if you do trade him, I mean, I want a King's ransom back. I'm not trading him for a fourth rounder.
I agree.
I need 4 players. I need draft choice. Just give me assets to have going forward because he's the one guy. Because you talk about, it's funny, Chris. I brought out Chase, a fan, a fan, not like a physical fan. Like I grabbed somebody and brought him up here, but a fan to wave in front of your face. And I was like, Chase, let's identify these guys. And we can because we're here. But I'm telling you, Chase had a good point. Like you take this to the average fan, there's 6 people in there. They might get 2 people. And one of those is Simmons. It's just he's the kind of the face of the team right now, but they need more pieces to go for. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, they do. I mean, and I agree with you, Big Joe. I mean, they need some pieces. They need some secondaries, and they need the depth at the offensive line. I mean, they need some things, but I just think that excuse me, right now, if you get rid of Jeffrey Simmons, I mean, it's just you're really going to see a lot of blind spots on this defense. When I say blind spots, is that secondary doesn't have the top speed. I went to practice, I think it was about 4 weeks ago, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, and Van Jefferson, those guys were consistently getting behind the defensive back. So now you take away Jeffrey Simmons, who puts a little bit of pressure on the quarterback. I mean, you got quarterbacks that's going to be throwing for 400 to 500 yards. Why? Because you just don't have the split speed in the secondary. So I understand what you're saying. Getting some pieces, use them as trade bait. I understand it, and I definitely respect that. But if you get rid of him, man, it might be even worse.
He is Chris Sanders, forever Titans wide receiver. Hey, Chris, I do want to give you an opportunity. Obviously we said goodbye to Jared, and I know you spent a lot of times arguing with him most of the time on Stillman and Company. But I wanted to give you if you wanted to say something about Jared, certainly go ahead.
I met that dude maybe about 12 or 13 years ago, and I really didn't know him. And for over the years, I got to know him, and I love the person. I know me and Jared argue on the radio. We talk about each other. We disagree a lot. But when you talk about 2 guys that didn't know each other, that became brothers, that's what I'm going to miss about him. I miss the arguments. I'm going to miss the disagreements. I'm going to miss, what he did on draft day. So even though he's not going to be on the radio anymore, he's still going to be my brother. So, Jared, if you're listening, thank you for what you did for me. Thank you for what you did for this radio station. And, brother, you will always be a brother, and we love you, man. Thank you, man.
Amen to that. Chris, well said.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, and we will talk next week at a different time.
Sounds good, bro. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Chris. Chris Sanders, forever Titans wide receiver, joining us here on the program. We'll react to some of the things that he has to say. Joe, is practice still going on?
Practice is still going. They're on the far side of practice, so very hard to see what they're doing over there, but they're still going.
Cool. Are fans there or no?
No
fans today.
No fans.
Awesome. Well, we will check in on that and talk more about that. Coming up next, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe 1025, the game on this Friday. He's Big Joe. I'm Chase McCabe, Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier on the ones and twos. He's out at training camp. That is Big Joe as well. 615-737-1025, our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHoney.com. Our question of the day, JoJo, is
44 years ago today, MTV debuted. What's your favorite video? I love doing this because we get so many responses. And our engineer here, Sean, was like, you know what's a good video was Walk This Way by Run DMC and Aerosmith. And that, for those that don't know, Aerosmith was pretty much going to be just a 70s band that did really well, but kind of fade off in the sunset. And that duo duet they did with Run DMC firmly made them one of the most iconic bands ever. I mean, they were great, but Run DMC took them over the mountaintop with that video and that song right there.
So I said my favorite video was Janie's Got a Gun with Alicia Silverstone in it. She did a lot of videos with Aerosmith back in the day, but I love that one. I love the album Pump. So it's a good one, but that was my vote.
Yeah, I mean that's a great one. I mean, Aerosmith, look at all the videos they did after that, which was just, Loving an Elevator that went on after that. But I mean, that's what time. I mean, you came, by the time you're 20 years younger than 18 years younger than I am. So for me, when MTV debuted, I was 13, I think, and then 12, and then it was a staple for all of us watching those videos, and everything took off. And it's funny because there are bands that were popular then, if MTV wasn't around, would have probably never made it. I mean, just it's the way it was. And one that comes about like Duran Duran's great, but MTV made them. I mean, it took them to another level. So there were a lot of bands like that. So it was a great time watching MTV for the 9 years of the 44 they played videos.
Yeah, I know. Now, I mean, can you find videos anywhere now?
There's an MTV 80s channel on YouTube that I have that I'll go down and do it. It's great because you'll see Come On Eileen and Frankie Goes to Hollywood and, videos like that you forgot about that were iconic. Madness, Our House. Some things that really made a staple of that channel back in the day, but now I don't even think I have. I don't think I've ever stopped on MTV now.
If you own a VHS tape, you probably re-recorded them over in the 80s and 90s. I mean,
Yeah, we know about VHS tapes.
Just saying.
Yes, you do.
I will say I'll put another one in there that is definitely like my generation, people my age. Blink-182, the All the Small Things video where they're running naked through, I guess it's San Diego, is really one of the funniest, but it's also very well done. Like it's like how Ian knows what I'm talking about. The Blink, I mean, Blink-182 had some pretty good videos back in the day.
Do they even make videos anymore?
I think some people do, and they put them online, but I mean, that's really about it. Let's go to the phones at 615-737-1025. Wes wants to weigh in. Hello, Wes.
What's up, guys? I hope y'all are having a good Friday. Chase, I got a couple of things for you today. I'll make this quick. First, I want to give you your flowers for that interview yesterday. And all I'm going to say is this. There's one radio station that interviewed one GM and another radio station that interviewed one GM. There's one that completely pushed me away from one, and then one that just nailed me to the other station. So y'all can kind of use your ideas on and your minds on that. One was very good. One was not. The music video thing, man, I don't know if y'all remember OK Go, but they had a song called Here It Goes Again, and they were all like, just dancing and jumping from treadmill to treadmill. And I've always wondered how much time it took for them to put that together. That was a pretty cool music video to watch. Have you ever seen that?
I've seen, it's been a while, but I've seen it.
It's pretty cool, man. There's like 8 treadmills, and they're jumping back and forth between treadmill to treadmill as they're doing the music video and dancing. But yeah, if you haven't seen that, you should check it out. And then I don't want to put you on the spot here, and if you can't answer it, you can't answer it. But after the news that came out yesterday, I've searched around social media a lot, and like you said, people love you, people hate you, but there's one thing that people have to do, and that's respect you on making a decision like that. But the question that I keep seeing floating around is, why didn't Jared get a goodbye show? And I'm not the only one curious with that, but I just That's the only thing that I'm wondering on is, you know, he's been on the show for 10 years, so I just don't understand why he didn't get that chance to close out his decade on this show and just say goodbye to everybody.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, Wes. Appreciate the call. I mean, you know, Joe, you've been in this business for longer than I have. Unfortunately, those don't really happen.
Yeah,
I mean,
I've never in my 2 times in TV, never once was it that I want to or was I asked to give a goodbye. It's kind of like this is, and I don't know the situation with what happened at the station. I don't know. It's none of my business. So with me, when I left TV, it was kind of like, hey, it's just good. Take care, shake hands, goodbye, and that was it. So it's
Yeah.
different for every single person.
Yeah, and I mean, here's the thing: like people, you know, like I said earlier, there are nice people, and then there are people that can hide behind a keyboard and say whatever they want, and all of that, and that's whatever, that's fine. The truth of the matter is, I know you all want to know. Everybody wants to know. Like, if you know, when I was watching TV or listening to the radio as a fan and not doing this, like, hey, I want all the answers. You don't know. And unfortunately, that's just how it is, that there are things that just stay private and stay behind the scenes, and that's the way it's going to be. The truth is, though, we love Jared, and he's a talented guy, and we wish him the best. I wish him the best on a personal level. Jared Stillman is a good person, and I know he's going to do great things. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I believe. That's the truth. And now we move on. So that's just the way it is. Edward wants to weigh in. Edward, what's up?
Hey guys, Joe, I heard Chase say the Aerosmith album that he really moved him. But Joe, you and I are about the same age. You got to go with Toys in the Attic and Aerosmith.
That's a good one.
You listen to those two, you can't go wrong. You know, guys, business is business. I think Bud runs some good radio stations, and I think he will back up whatever. Chase, I feel like you've been doing an excellent job.
Thank you.
I only have one problem with this, Joe, and you're going to have to tell me how to handle it.
Okay.
Every morning, I run 6 to 8 miles. I do triathlons and Ironmans. Your all show gets me through that. Next thing I know, I look down and I'm done. So, Joe, how am I going to handle that? I don't run in the afternoons. It's always that 9 to 11 time frame. So, Chase, you're going to have to deal with this.
Well, let me give
Go
you.
ahead.
Do you listen on your phone?
I do. I've got it in my ear right now. I run in Murphy Center. I'm from MTSU.
Okay.
Murfreesboro.
I know it wouldn't be live, but you can listen to the podcast. So you can
There
at
you
least listen to us, or you can give our man Jake Lyman a chance, who is going to do a fantastic job. You're going to hear different voices with him, Teron Davenport being one of them, and we'll have more to announce soon. So you got a couple of options now, Edward.
Well, I appreciate it, guys. For the last few years, I came over from the other station a few years back when it was Darren, Willie, and I think you, Chase, wasn't it?
No, I was never on the other station. I was here, but
No, I'm talking about when I moved over to your station. Wasn't there a show where you had Darren, Willie, and
Yeah.
you were on it in the morning?
yeah, but that was 102.5. Yep.
Okay, well, that's how long I got to go back to listening. That's when I was listening. So I appreciate the show. I enjoy the tongue-in-cheek things sometimes, but you know, business is business. You see NFL make decisions constantly that are unfavorable. Chase, in 30 days, this will be a afterthought.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, hey, listen,
and
we're gonna be down in Murfreesboro next week. Come by and say hi to us. I think Tuesday. I think we're gonna be down there, so come by and say hi.
I'll do it. Keep up the good work, guys.
Thank you, Edward. I appreciate the kind words. Thank you.
All
right. Really good stuff. 615-737-1025. Marshall wants to weigh in on a music video. Marshall, what's up?
Hey guys, so I'm a big Miami Dolphins fan, and I was a big Dan Marino guy. Always number 13 growing up playing sports because of Dan Marino.
Yeah.
So Hootie and the Blowfish, because Darius Rucker was a huge Dolphins fan. Dan Marino was in that music video.
Right.
And it's crazy, guys. I can't even remember the song. because I'm just
Only
not
want to
good
be
at
with you.
remembering.
Only want to be with
Yeah, only
you.
want to be with you. There you go. Yes, sir. Yeah, Dan Marino was in it. The Dolphins were mentioned in it. The Dolphins make Darius Rucker cry.
Yeah.
They make me cry. They make my uncle cry. But hey, man, we're fans for life.
There you go. I like that. I tell Chase all the time, Dan Marino is the greatest quarterback who's ever grabbed a football. And always the default, it comes back, well, he didn't win a Super Bowl. I know that.
Yeah.
I know that.
Greatest player to never win a Super Bowl. It's
By
very,
far.
very
Yeah.
sad.
And I get it. He made the Super Bowl his second year in the league. And he even said himself, I'll be back many times. He never got back there. But as far as pure mechanics, Dan Marino is the best quarterback who's ever picked up a football.
All right, guys. See you.
Yep. Thanks, Marshall. Appreciate the call.
Come on, Marshall.
You can
I want a
you
little
can
umph on that.
You can keep the music videos coming on the text line 615-737-1025. Again, broadcasting from the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville studios, home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership with the Buzz is always about great service. Chase and Big Joe, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel, 1025 The Game. Chase and Big Joe, 1025 The Game on this Friday. I gotta give it to Slick who texted in. I messed up. I guess Alicia Silverstone is not in the Janie's Got a Gun video.
I haven't seen it in so long.
It's actress Kristen Datillo.
Okay.
So I I messed that up. That's my bad.
Well,
I
I mean,
always thought it was Alicia Silverstone.
She's been in a bunch of those videos.
Correct.
So you would always just assume that. But you know what happens
So
when
that's
when you
my
assume.
you make an ass out of me.
Watch your mouth. God, man.
That's my bad. My bad.
Titans are still practicing out here, doing interesting that Cam Ward, after one certain drill, had a lengthy conversation with Nick Holtz. Don't know what that's about. It's like, hey, what kind of butt kink do you like, or what are you doing this weekend? That's what that's about. So now the team's lining up to run sprints, which is always good. I will tell you, and for everybody that played football, the worst thing you thought about the entire practice was sprints after practice, and they just, oh my gosh, they're the worst. I don't see them do much in the league, so I kind of like that the team's running sprints. I think it's great.
Let's go back to the phones. 615-737-1025. Steve wants to weigh in on a music video. Steve, what's up?
Hey guys, love your show. Are y'all moving? Is this show moving to another time slot?
Yes, we're moving noon to 3 starting Monday.
Okay, but you're staying together.
Yes.
Okay, I always loved now I'm forgetting it. Talking Heads, same as it ever was. Once in a lifetime. Yeah, that always just made me smile and kind of laugh with the chopping of the arms and.
Yeah, you know what's funny, Steve, is that's a great video. I love the Talking Heads, and of course they're no longer together. It's David Byrne now, but the song "The Wild Wild," what's on the Wild Wild? John Gooden was in the video.
Wild Wild Life.
That's it. Thank you. That's a great video, and David Byrne does not play that in concert anymore, and that drives me batty. I cannot stand that.
Yeah, I'm a big David Byrne fan, and I do like that song a lot. I didn't know he didn't play that anymore.
Does not. Yep.
Yeah, Sleeping on the Interstate, talking Wild Wild Life.
Yeah, it's a great song. The
Yeah.
video is fantastic. It's good.
Well, hey guys, love the show.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it. I thought he was going to say more.
I thought I was going to get a little upset. Yeah, I have to go. There's a court order. I have to take Chase wherever I go. So whether he likes it or not, or it might be the other way around. Maybe.
Well, somebody look. You know how you tell me Twitter's not real life?
It's not.
I keep having to remind myself of that.
Right.
But I mean, I will give this. This made me laugh. Somebody goes, "Why is Chase and Big Doe still on the radio?" It's a great question.
It's one big female deer.
Oh man, right? But they spelled Dio like cookie dough.
Yeah, like cookie dough.
Oh my god! It's funny we talk about it. When I started at Channel 2 and I got on air, there's one guy who used to email. And I've written about this quite a bit. This guy used to email. I mean, it was bad. I mean, foul language, just go off on me. And so one day I'm talking to Neil Lauren. I said, Neil, this email, I mean, it's just every single day to my personal email, to the station email. And Neil laughed and said, here's what you do. Here's the only thing you can do. And I said, find him and fight him. He's like, no. He goes, keep showing up. Just keep showing up. Eventually, he'll know that you've won and he'll stop emailing. And within like 2 weeks, never heard from that guy again.
Yeah, I know.
Just keep showing up. Just don't respond. I'm laughing. These make me laugh, so I just laugh about it.
Oh, I know. I mean, most of them,
right?
Most of them. When you get personal with my family and stuff, then I got it.
Then we're fighting.
Yep. But it is what it is. Like I said, we're excited for what's next for our team and the station, and being a team. And that's what this is. So I keep using that word because that's what this is, a team. And we're excited to have that team first mentality moving forward with 102.5 The Game. Are we? So how are we looking, Joe?
They're wrapping up practice right now. Callahan's talking to them. They're gathering, going to slap hands, and then hopefully Shamir DK will head up this way.
Cool. Well, why don't we break a little early? We'll come back with what day is it and celebrity birthdays, and then hopefully get DK to wrap up the show.
Love it.
That work? Chasing Big Joe, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel, who we absolutely love, here on 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Friday. Wrapping things up. I know Titans practice is wrapping up as well. So we'll have Shamir DK join us here in just a little bit to end the show. How we looking, Joe?
If we're looking, some of the receivers are taking catching balls from the jugs machine over there, and so they're pretty far away. I can't see who that is, but practice is over. So as soon as he gets up here, we'll do it, man.
All right. With that, let's get to what day is it and celebrity birthdays. Brought to you by Jarrett Companies Inc. All of your commercial construction needs under one roof. JarrettCompaniesInc.com, above and beyond industry standards.
All right. First list, we have Braham pie. Braham pie. Braham? Is it a different? I'm pronouncing. It looks like pumpkin pie. I'm just gonna go pumpkin pie.
Homemade. Something from The Rock comes to mind, but I can't say that on the radio.
Yeah. We also got homemade pie day is today. This is another tongue twister.
Remember this. Hold on, Dr. K.
Okay.
Remember, homemade pie. You should never give away your pie for free.
Okay.
That's
It's
true.
Saturday Night Live skit. Man, get out of here.
International Beer Day is today. This one, it looks like another wine.
Wait,
again.
International beer?
Mm-hmm. International
Ooh,
beer.
we like
Day.
beer.
Love it. And then
We like beer.
here's the wine aspect of it. International Albarino Day. It has a little like squiggly over the end, so I'm gonna go Albarino Day. Sounds like a guy from 1940. Let's see. International Child Free Day is today. Llamas Day is today. It looks like some form of wheat. Let's see. Oh, again, this one's tough. It's like a mountain. Lagoon Nasada Day. Okay, continuing. Let's see.
This is fancy. This is your best one.
National Girlfriends Day is today. Shout out to the women.
Shout out to David James.
National Minority Donor Awareness Day. National Raspberry Cream Pie Day. National Spritz Day is today. Planner Day, Play Ball Day, Respect for Parents Day, Rounds Resounding Day. What in the world? Scout Scarf Day, Spider-Man Day, Women Astronomers Day, World Lung Cancer Day, World Wide Web Day, and to wrap it up, Yorkshire Day.
Good Lord. I would love to see you describe a bank robber as he leaves into the police sketch artist. Well, he was just the description of him would be something just
Wore
not
a
even
black
close.
ski mask with a turtleneck and maybe
was
some
very
jeans.
nice.
Had some blue shorts. I'm not sure if they were jeans or regular shorts.
Surveillance video shows he was shirtless there, Dr. Crane. Anyway, all right, time for celebrity birthdays.
I'm eating a bag of chips on the corner.
Get these within two. Oh, our first birthday today. Rocker. Joe Elliott from Def Leppard, who looks like one of the Golden Girls now.
I'm going to say like 74.
80.
66. Joe Elliott. One time I saw Joe Elliott at the Sheraton Music City back in the late 80s. Mike Henry knows this story. And he was there with not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 beautiful women laying out at the pool. And we have witnesses. Next is rapper Chuck D.
62.
50.
65. Great director Sam Mendes, who in this picture looks just like Chase McCabe.
Thanks. 42.
48.
60. He's got a movie coming out about the Beatles. Jason Momoa. By the way, on Instagram, he shaved his beard. He looks completely different. Jason Momoa's birthday.
Jason Momoa is 38.
42.
46. Wow. Singer Ramblin' Jack Elliott. By the way, it's 0-0. Ramblin' Jack Elliott.
77.
80.
94. Blues musician Robert Cray.
77.
74.
72. Dr. Crane's got
Hey,
one.
finally.
Yeah, lead singer of Counting Crows, Adam Duritz.
56.
58.
61. Actress Tempest Bledsoe from The Cosby Show.
60.
62.
52. You guys are awful today. 3 left. Willie would get this one. Former New York Mets infielder Greg Jeffries.
58.
54.
58 dead on. Chaser, 2-1. Stacey Augman, former UNLV basketball player. Stacey Augman.
47.
44.
57. All right, our last one. Chase is up 2-1. Hall of Famer, which is good because the Hall of Fame game was last night. Edgerrin James from the Colts and the Cardinals. How old is Edge James?
50.
53.
47. With that, Chase wins 2-1. It's all right, though. It's a victory for Chaser.
Uh,
So we're
thank
still
you.
waiting. We got time, though.
Did you watch any of the Hall of Fame game?
I watched the Naked Gun 2 last night.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yes.
You
Oh,
and,
our man's showing up here. All
okay,
right.
cool. Perfect.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'll let you lead things off there, JoJo.
Absolutely. Well, how's it going, man? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, right there. Awesome. Well done. Here, he's going to put his microphone. Shamir DK is with us today to do this. Hey, man, thanks for doing that. I know you wrapped up practice. We appreciate you coming up here. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Then so far, you're now completed, I guess, 2 weeks of camp. Everything you thought it would be, nothing you thought it would be. How are we doing?
It's been good. It's been football, which that's what we love to do. So it's been fun. It's been fun getting out there with the guys and getting better every day.
I love it. Chase McCabe, the other host, is back in studio. He'll ask a question after this. We always talk about with the new guys about the speed of the game, Is that true? I mean, is it a different level of speed, or is that something the media we always concoct in our minds?
I mean, I think it's definitely true, right? Like, you're playing against the best players in the world. But the good thing is, like, we've had a lot of practice now to kind of get used to it, and the coaches did a great job preparing us rookies and young guys to go out there and compete and play and learn. So it's a fast game, but at the same time, like, that's what I want. I want to play against the best, and I think the rest of the rookies want that too.
Shamir DK is with us from here on the Chase and Big Joe show from the Tennessee Titans. So what was the biggest, I guess, step for you to make from being a college player and then when you're in your first NFL training camp?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just all the preparation it takes, right? Getting to the playbook, being in a new environment, getting used to that. But we have really good veterans in our room. Calvin Ridley, Tyler Lockett, Van Jefferson, the list goes on. So those guys have helped me and the rest of the rookies and young guys get ready and be prepared.
Now you're a rookie. Cameron Ward's a rookie as well. How's that been of getting on the same page with him and kind of going through this together?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, I think that just having the opportunity to, be able to grow every single day alongside another rookie, it's been great. And, we're both still learning, but we're all working towards the same goal.
It's funny, Shamir, we did these mock drafts for like months on our radio station, and our co-host Chase, every time we did a mock draft, I'm not kidding you, you got picked. So we knew you well by the time you got here because you were in all the mock drafts. When your name was called that night, did you have any idea Tennessee was where you're going to end up?
No, I mean, I think going in the draft, I talked to all 32 teams throughout the process. So I wasn't really sure where I was going to get picked. I was just, hoping God gave me the opportunity to be with the franchise, and I couldn't be happier being a Tennessee Titan. Just having the opportunity to work and represent this community and organization every single day.
What's it like coming in with Cam? I mean, you guys are starting. He's a rookie. You're a rookie. No matter what, he's number one. Where you draft doesn't matter. You guys are rookie here. What's it like growing with him?
Yeah, I think it's been great. The best thing about Cam is his work ethic. He comes in here and works, and I'm a hard worker too. I think, and being able to kind of push each other, come in early mornings with the rest of the rookies. Putting in long hours. When you have each other to kind of hold each other accountable, I think it's going to help us in the long run.
Now you're in the heart of SEC country. So as a Florida Gator last year, I mean, what was that like playing there and being in the Swamp? I know you only spent the 1 year there, but what was it like being a Florida Gator?
Oh, I mean, I loved it. You try to get me in trouble here in Tennessee, but I'm a Gator through and through, and I love playing. When we play Tennessee, I love playing in the Swamp, like the SEC environment, the fans. There's nothing better than football down south, so I'm happy I'm back.
We've talked about this a lot with Cam and his journey going from Incarnate Word to Washington State and then to Miami. You went from Wisconsin to Florida and now here with the Titans. Does making that transition in college, has that helped you learn a different playbook and kind of know what it's like to change offenses and all of that? Was that something that you were kind of prepared for?
Yeah, I think the good thing about transferring last year was I was a new face. Had to prove myself, had to learn a new playbook, new environment. So when I came to Tennessee, I'd kind of gone through it the year before. So I feel like I had those skills acquired, but really just my time at Wisconsin and my time at Florida, I think, preparing me to be at this level. And I'm just thankful that I'm here and I'm going to work every single day to help us win games.
So you got to see Cam up close and personal last year down at Gainesville, right?
Yeah, I played Cam 3 times.
Oh, did you?
I played him twice when he was at Washington State. Lost 2 close games. They got us good last year. So, you know, I was maybe hoping I could play him again to get him back, but I guess we're going to have to win games together now, so it's a little bit better.
You came from Wisconsin to Florida. I called games for MTSU. They play Wisconsin in September. What do I need to know about Camp Randall?
Oh, it's awesome. Great environment. Jump around's the best. You know, I think if you go to the game, you're going to have some friendly fans, really good environment. And, you know, hopefully they get their butts kicked, though.
Well, I like that. What was it like? I mean, you go to Chase just asked you about moving around. You go from Wisconsin to Florida. I mean, it's a whole different environment. It's the heat and everything else going on there. Was that an exciting time for you? Because I got to think it was.
Wait, sorry?
Just heading from Wisconsin to Florida, making that change in your life, I got to think that was an exciting time for you.
Yeah, it was definitely exciting. It was a lot of change, and you know, the temperature was definitely one thing, just new environment, but it was definitely nice to be in the winter and avoid the negative degree weather up north.
Shamir, thanks so much for the time today. We really appreciate it, and good luck with the rest of camp and your rookie season.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me. Thank you.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
That is awesome. Shamir DK joining us here on the program. Titans wide receiver and a guy that I think Cameron Ward's really going to be looking for a lot in his rookie season, but good to catch up with him.
Well, we talked about, you know, Chris Sanders came in with McNair. He's talked about how they grew up together. And then, so you're on that same page. You always have that bond. So Shamir and Campbell always have that bond together of growing up. And hopefully, man, there is, and I know I can't comment on different personnel. Let's just say our guest we just had is doing quite well at camp. Let's just put it that way. He's having a good camp.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, that's certainly what you want to see. Jay from Laverne says he is talking about it. It's a fast game. I hope he is as fast as he talks. Wow. It's a good one.
Right. To do all that. So, yeah, I mean, look, they'll have practice weekend and they'll get down to Tampa. And that's, I think, when they go against the other jerseys, and they've all talked about this, that's when you're like, all right, see new people, new techniques, what's happening, what do we have to worry about, all that goes on. But it's a work in progress, man. So, but a lot of good return early on how he's doing at camp. I'm telling you, man, there are some good foundational pieces on this team that we've seen so far. I know it's still early, but I'd like this young man. He runs great routes, gets open. He did it in college as well, too. So I think it was a great pick by the Titans. And I think the Titans listen to you, Chase, because I'm telling you, every time you did that mock draft on ESPN, you picked him every single time.
I did. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how it all turns out. That is going to do it for us today. That is going to do it for us from 9 to 11. We will move noon to 3 starting on Monday. Robbie and Rexroad stay where they are, 6 to 9. Joe moves too slow, so we couldn't move him around. So we'll leave them 6 to 9. Jake Lyman takes over 9 to noon. We're noon to 3. And DVD, our new afternoon show, from 3 to 6. Really looking forward to all of that starting on Monday, Joe.
Yeah, even though we're moving the time slot, our message is still clear for our guys out there. If you are struggling, and we're excited, we got some big announcements next week about our mental health initiatives on 102.5 The Game. We're really excited about this. Our goal is to help as many men as we can get past that barrier, get to the next level, and make them know that we love them and everything else. In the meantime, if you need to talk to somebody on your cell phone, you can call or text 988. The number is always there. Somebody's always there to talk to you to get through whatever you're going through. And we remind you all the time, sometimes your journey is difficult. Sometimes the road is bumpy, but the road gets better. The journey gets better. That's why we need you here. Our world is a better place because you are here, and know that we love you. Please reach out to us if you need us. And more importantly, more than anything else in this world, God loves you.
Amen to that. Peace, love, rock and roll. DVD coming up next, 102.5 The Game.